This is why Miles Mcbride is the X factor for the Knicks. Miles Mcbride has proven to be a valuable player in the rotation. Now, I don't know if I talked about him much on this channel. I know I've mentioned him a few times back when he wasn't really playing, but every time I saw him play, I was like, why does he not get playing time? Because his defensive intensity and just his instincts were really good, and I thought that he deserved more minutes. Like, the thing that I loved about his game was we didn't see much of his offensive game, obviously, because he wasn't taking many shots in those limited minutes. But his defensive intensity, like I just said, he had that like Patrick Beverley, Draymond Green, like intensity. Like, he came at you on every possession, just trying to earn his way onto, the rotation. He finally did it, and now it shows why he was supposed to be in the rotation to begin with. I get it, everything happens for a reason, like maybe he wasn't ready, 2 years ago, whatever. But the point is, like, every time he came in, I felt like he should have played more because I felt like he would contribute to winning. Regardless, we're here now, and now he has a whole video dedicated to him on why he is the X factor for the New York Knicks. He's one of those guys, in my opinion, who, like, maybe he gets nervous from time to time. I'm sure he gets nervous, but he doesn't seem to let that affect him. Like, he goes out there and you couldn't tell he was nervous if he was, because his confidence level is sky high. Do you see the shots he's taking, the confidence he has in his shot? And that's why, well, that's part of why he makes some of them, because obviously he practices and, he has the accuracy, but he also is confident in his shot. So when he takes it, he follows through on it. And game one, he was big time. He was big time during the regular season, a bunch of games when they needed him. He comes up clutch. And he is the X factor because the Knicks are going to need scoring off the bench, especially with Julius Randle not being there. They brought in Alec Burks and Bogdanovich to be additional scoring off the bench. At the time, I don't know if they knew Randle wasn't going to come back, but at that time, there was at least hope that Randle was. So I don't think they just did that trade just because of Randle, like his injury, but I think they also did that trade because they had an opportunity to make their bench even better, because why would you not do that trade? But the real star off the bench right now is Miles Mcbride, and Bogdanovich had a very good game one. But Miles Mcbride not only has a ton of potential to get better, but he has shown that, again, he comes up clutch in big moments. Jalen Brunson did not have his best game one, and other players played very well. Mitchell Robinson was amazing game one, so it wasn't just Miles Mcbride. But they were losing, and Miles Mcbride comes in, and I think he hit his first 3 shots right away, swished them, and I don't know how many points he ended up with, but it must have been like 16 or 18. And those 16 or 18 felt like 30, because as soon as he came in, the momentum changed, everything changed in the game. And then the Knicks went on to win game 1 of the series. But he's the X factor because not only does he give them more floor spacing if he's hitting his shots, because Jalen Brunson is going to get double teamed a ton, we know this. And so they need someone else to be, an offensive scoring option. Not only that, but again, his defense always keeps him on the floor because he will hustle for loose balls, he'll get steals. He's a very, very good defender. Because you know what you're generally going to get from Jalen Brunson. You know what you're generally going to get from Josh Hart. He had, I think, 17 the last game, or he ended up with 20 or something. But like, he's typically not going to get 20, but he'll get you, 10 rebounds, 8 assists and stuff like that. But you know what you're going to get from him. DiVincenzo, you know what you're going to get from him. So you have those 3 basically set. Now you need to have another offensive scoring option, and that's where Miles Mcbride comes in. He also allows Jalen Brunson to get some rest because he can facilitate, the offense a little bit, but also create his own shot, which lets Jalen Brunson, if they're out there on the court together, get some rest in, even though he's playing, but he's resting because the ball is not in his hands, and he doesn't have to create a shot for himself necessarily or for someone else. He can kind of, not stand in the corner, but you know what I mean, like take a little bit of the possession off. That sounds bad, but if you know what I mean, like LeBron does it, plays off the ball sometimes so he can conserve some energy. It's not like you're not playing the possession. Like, if the ball comes to you, you'll take it, but if you can conserve energy in any way so that you can be, 100% in the fourth quarter and be able to hit those clutch shots, you know what I'm saying. Miles Mcbride doesn't seem to be wavering on his confidence anytime soon, so I expect him to continue to show up big for the Knicks and he's going to help them win this series. I think the Knicks win this series, and the Knicks have a path to go far in this, playoffs. I will say that.